Hey guys, DJ from PTA. Going over July 28th trades. Um, I actually didn't trade anything today. The reason for I was in some positions, so I just kind of managed those positions afar from my my remote access or whatever. So when I'm in a trade and I'm trading something I'm already in, I kind of can do it remotely from a tablet or my phone when I'm managing this particular account. So I saw some good plays that day. We're gonna go over the one that I continued to play, which was Siga, and then we're gonna go over ATHX. That was a winner as well. But for the most part, the market is starting to rally. So this may have been, like I was telling you before in previous videos, so you can go back and check any of those videos this week. I kept discussing with you about the getting back to this key area, which was a previous week high, and we may see some type of push. I wanted to see it pull back more. It didn't give me that. This closed really strong on the day. So respectively, the next day was a continuation. So ultimately, this is a change in behavior in the actual movement of the stock. And again, I would like to see it go from somewhere here up to here, a nice $18 move, and even pull back to here, and then break out to go further up to this line here. So now with that, I'm going to extend this line out some more, just so that you can see the price target is to hit here, which is about a 6.2% move. So honestly, is the market can do that? I mean, with the way things are, this has broken trend, and then it came back and retested here. So technically, we could say this is a reversal. This is a point where this stock can go, the market can go here. Now, there's not no fundamentals really to hold this. Some stocks have been moving on bad news. We had stocks going up on bad earnings. We had stocks not moving so much on good earnings. We've had a mixture of a lot of different things, and it seems a bit manipulated. So personally, I look at it as I'll play the chart as I see it, but the overall sentiment is I still think that we need to go a little bit lower. I don't think that this is the lowest here. So we shall see over the next week. First week coming into August, we should really see how things are going, and then kind of take it from there. So SIGA, again, it's one of those things where when you're in the position and you're in it strong, this is where you definitely have to just take advantage. Now, I didn't add the way the stock was moving this day. It was kind of just moving above, and so I'm gonna show you kind of how that looked on a smaller time frame. So this being the 5 minute, remember that I had did my bounce move right here off of the 1650 area. I'm still trading not full size, but I would say about 3/4 of the size at 1636 average. So and I discussed with you before about how I brought into that dip and how I was looking at it, and we talked about that in the previous video on for the 27th. So when you have time, go back, take out that video. It's a very informative video. Pretty much gave you a free nugget on some insider way of how we buy dips. So this was a dip play. It bounced out, held, and then as I said in that video, I wanted to find some support in this area here. It did. It trapped some people here, and then they retested that 1750, 1755 area and took it on up. So the only real entry you could have got in on this was probably here. The reason being, I wasn't even at the desk or on my phone, but you can see the double support. You can see it right here is where the stock found some support here, right there in 1920s area. And from there, it bounced and then bounced and just kind of kept on going for where it was going to go. So really, really good trade. I ended up taking off shares at 20, 21, 2140s. I took some shares off there. So there was 2140s. We'll just put 2140. I ended up taking some shares off there just to close out the day strong, so I can kind of see where it's at. So I'm thinking the stock's probably gonna lose some steam, probably collapse. But if it holds above my initial entry, I'm just gonna hold it overnight. But I did take off everything except for a quarter of a piece of the position. So something small, nothing really crazy. Nothing that if it does pull all the way back would be daunting or hurting to the bottom line. But moreover, made sure that I was able to show that some gains on the stock. So it feels real good when you're able to collect and you're not sitting at the desk the whole entire time. So that was a decent trade. Not something that I was expecting for it to move like that, but I definitely held it because had been up for the last couple of days. I figured that might be the day where they kind of blow the top, and I was pretty accurate with that. So turned out to be a really good trade. I enjoyed that one personally. The next stock I want to go over, I did not trade this, but this was in the community, was shouted out. Thanks to Trade King, he spoke about this one. And a few other players in the Discord played this one as well, and that was ATHX. So ATHX was coming off of a nice little pullback here, and so your key area was probably somewhere right here. Right around 28 or so. I said that because that's where it bounced. It rejected really hard there and pulled away. This was definitely an area. This 39, I'll just call that 40. And that's pretty much it. That's how I was pretty much seeing it as far as areas. So coming into the day, let's go to the 30-minute. The price action was there, especially after you see how they clipped the 28 and continued on. I'd probably say your entry was probably somewhere there. Let's zero down into 15. So yeah, this was an out of the gate one. I probably would have got in somewhere right here with a risk to here. Off a support at 23, so maybe a 25, maybe even a 26 entry with a 3-cent stop. And it went to 39. So it looks as though a lot of players probably squoze in right here in this section for the bounce to 39, and then it kind of held. Looking at the trade, again, these is one of those low price stocks, penny stocks we would say. So I don't really trade too many of them. I do look at the price action and everything, and it was moving. So it was definitely moving on some good things. So that's why I said it was worth going over the trade. I don't necessarily play these stocks that cost this much because there's not a lot of range, but you don't need a lot of range with these. And the ultimate thing is you can get into the trade and then kind of hold. A 5-6 cents move is 33% easily in a move like this. So it's something to think about when you're trading. It's a very, especially if you can get the areas and tolerate the risk. Because with 2-cent risk, you can really load up, let it rip 5, 7 cent, 10 cent. This here being, at least a 2023, maybe even a 26 average, there's a good 10 cents move easily in the right direction for you. So again, no trades for me. Just managing my SIGA trade that I had that day, and just allowing it to play out the way it was going to play out. So I think that it actually played out pretty well. But again, guys, it's all about timing. It's all about making sure you're there when you get into a trade, as I discussed on a previous video about not chasing trades and stuff like that, you definitely, when you're in it, you got to let it run, let it move, and collect as you go. Those are really solid trading days. So, all right, gang, if you have any questions, concerns, leave it in the comments section. Make sure you hit that like button so that the algo can catch it. We also want to get this information out to other people in the trading community. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. And as I tell all traders, new and old, stay studying and stay focused.